Friday. So we are going to do CrossFit with Teacher Jamie today. We're going to have our Zoom class just now, and also we are going to be doing an experiment with our dinosaur eggs a little bit later. So I hope you guys are ready, because today is going to be a really fun, awesome dinosaur day.
Move like the dinosaurs. Move like the dinosaurs. Shake.
Shake your heads, shake, shake.
Stomp. Stomp your feet, stomp, stomp. Swing. Swing your tail, swing, swing. Move like the dinosaurs. Yeah. Move like the dinosaurs. Move like the dinosaurs. Crunch.
Crunch with your teeth, crunch, crunch.
Munch. Munch with your jaws, munch, munch. Roar. Roar loudly, roar, roar. Move like the dinosaurs. Yeah. Move like the dinosaurs. Move like the dinosaurs.
Hello grade R's and grade double noughts. So as you know, this week we spoke about dinosaurs and extinct animals. We also learned that dinosaurs are cold-blooded, which means when they have their babies, they lay eggs. So today we are going to make our very own dinosaur egg. So all you're going to need is some maizena, bicarb of soda, some food coloring, some water. So I'm just going to use a syringe because you don't need a lot of water. So I'm going to use a syringe. I've got the kettle in case I need more. This water is not hot, don't worry. A spoon to measure out. The little rubber dinosaur that Teacher Monique and I gave you. So guys, please make sure you have these for this experiment. And a Ziploc bag to mix everything together. So let's get started. Oops. So what we are going to do is we are going to measure 3 tablespoons of bicarb of soda. So I don't have a tablespoon, but I'm going to use a teaspoon and just put 6 spoons. So we have measured it out before. Sorry, let me just open this. Two, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's a little bit hard to scoop the last teaspoon out, so I'm just going to pour it in. Then you are going to need 1 tablespoon of maizena. So this, sorry guys, a teaspoon of maizena. So this is just going to help thicken it up. So now I just got to get, there we go. Okay, then I'm going to use some food coloring. So we've chosen yellow, but you can use any color you like. Just make sure that you don't get this on your clothes so it doesn't stain. I'm just going to pour it in the lid. Going to pour it into my mixture. And then I'm just going to put a few drops of water. So remember guys, you can always add more water, so I'm not going to put too much. I'm then going to close my bag, and I am going to mix this into a paste. So I want it to be quite a thick paste, so I'm going to just scoop it all to one side. Just so it's easier to mix. Okay, I think I'm going to need a little bit more water. Like I said guys, you can always add more water, so rather add a little bit less.
Okay, now grade double noughts and grade R. If it is a little bit too watery, then you guys can add a little bit more of the maizena inside the packet if you have put too much water. So if you can see that the packet is too watery, can you see Teacher Jamie's is too watery now? All Teacher Jamie's going to do, she's going to add a little bit more maizena so it's a little bit more thick.
So I'm going to add that now. I'm just finishing mixing what is left. Okay. There we go. Still want this to spill everywhere. Okay. I'm not going to put all of this in. Just put as we need.
And now Teacher Jamie's going to carry on mixing it just to make it a little bit thicker. You see, that's why when you start, guys, you mustn't put too much water in the beginning. All right. So I'm going to come closer to Teacher Jamie so you guys can see the bag. So you can see that it's getting it's getting thicker. There we go. Okay, I think Teacher Jamie, don't you think that's good? And we're going to try and make our egg.
Perfect. Just want to get this. Okay, grade R's and grade double noughts. So this is the egg that Teacher Monique and I made earlier. So we left it in the freezer for about 3 hours, and as you can see, it has formed our little egg shape.
So it's nice and hard now. It's not soft anymore. So you have to make sure if you take it out of the freezer and it's still soft, you need to leave it in there just for a little bit longer.
Okay, so now I have put some vinegar in my syringe, and what we are hoping will happen is that if we squirt the vinegar onto the egg, that the bicarb and the combination is going to fizz down and we are going to get our little dinosaur. So let's see what happens. So if you listen carefully and when you do your experiment, you will see that the dinosaur egg is starting to fizz away and we are getting our dinosaur.
So we're going to just put a little bit more vinegar, but you can see that it's starting to fizz away. We're going to just take a little bit more vinegar so that we can get our whole dinosaur out. There you go, Teacher Jamie.
Thank you.
So it takes a while, so you might need quite a little bit of vinegar. Just what you must do it slowly so that it fizzes away.
Thank you. So if you see here, you can see that we are already starting to get our dinosaur out of the egg. Thank you, Teacher Monique.
There we
Can you
go.
hear that fizzing sound? So eventually all of this egg is going to fizz away until we have our dinosaur and it is going to be hatching from its egg. I'm going to try turning it. So like Teacher Monique said, you might need a lot of vinegar depending on how thick you've made the egg. Okay, so obviously the thinner it is, the quicker it dissolves.
And there's our dinosaur hatching out of its little egg.
Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed this experiment, and don't forget to send Teacher Monique and I lots of pictures so we can see your dinosaurs hatching from its egg. Have fun!
We were made in the image of God. Every man, woman, boy, and girl. We were made in the image of God. God so loved that it changed.
The miracle of the loaves and fish. Jesus sent his 12 disciples into the countryside in pairs to continue his work of teaching and healing among the people. When they returned, he could see that they were very, very tired and needed to rest. So off they went to rest. However, some people saw them leave and guessed where they were going. Before long, people from all the towns and villages around were hungry, and they also wanted to eat. When Jesus stepped ashore, he could see a huge crowd of people waiting, and he felt sorry for them. They are like sheep without a shepherd, he said. And as the day drew to a close, the disciples came up to Jesus. It's getting late, they said. You should send these people to the village away from the lovely place so we can get our food. Give them something to eat yourself, said Jesus. They were shocked. What? Are we to spread a fortune of bread for them? How many loaves do you see? Asked Jesus. And how many fish? Go and see. They reported that they only had 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. Jesus took them, gathered the people together in groups, and then he took the loaves and the bread and the fish and looked up into heaven and gave thanks. Then he handed them to his disciples and instructed them to share them out amongst the crowd. There were 5,000 people in the crowd, and everyone ate as much as they wanted, and still there were 12 baskets of scraps left over. So this is a story about Jesus and people, and the people were very hungry. And what Jesus did was he asked the people, how much bread and how much fish do you have? And they said, well, we only have 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. So Jesus picked up the basket with the fish and the bread. He lifted it up into heaven and he gave thanks. And after that, they had so much fish and so much bread that it fed everyone, that there was still extra bread and fish for other people. So in this story, it's all about giving thanks to God. So we need to give thanks to God and thank God for things that we have, because some people might not have what we have. So we're very lucky that we have a roof over our head, we have clothes and we have food, because some people don't have that, like those people there that were waiting for Jesus to give him food. And he did. He lifted it up. He gave thanks to God and God gave them more food. So those people that didn't have food now had food. And they all ate food. So just now we're going to draw a picture of our fish and our loaves and Jesus. So I've read you the story about the miracle of the loaves and the fish. So what we're going to do now is we're going to draw our basket. So we're going to draw a basket. So here is my basket. Oops, let's turn my paper. Okay, you can color your basket in whatever color you want. It's up to you. There's my basket. Now, how many loaves of bread was there? There was 5 loaves. So we need to draw 5 loaves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's my 5 loaves. I'm going to draw my little bread. So there's my big loaf of bread. You guys can draw your bread however you want. I'm drawing long French loaves. Those are my loaves I'm going to draw. So there's my loaves of bread. Then I need to draw my fish. So how many fish was there? There was 2. So I'm going to put the fish over here inside the basket because there's no space there. So I'm going to draw a circle. And then I'm going to draw a triangle. And there's 1 little fish. But remember there were 2. Okay, and I'm going to give my little fish a little eye. Like that. There's my eye. And there is my loaves. My 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loaves. And my 2 little fish. And then when you're done, you can color it in. So you can take a brown crayon when you're done. And you can color in the bread. It's up to you. You can color the bread in. And then you can color the fish in. So you can color all the bread in. You can color the fish in. When you're done, you can put a nice little sun. Because they were all sitting outside. You can put a sun. Okay, you can put the grass because there was grass outside. They were all sitting outside on the grass while they were waiting for Jesus. There we go. There's all the grass. Okay, and there is our loaves of bread and our fish. And how many did he make? He made so much more when he gave thanks to God. He made so much more bread and so much more fish to feed the people. But for now, we're only going to draw the 5 loaves of bread and the 2 fish.
Hello and happy Friday to all you beautiful children. It's Teacher Monique. So, today's Bible Friday. Today I want to share a story with you called The Rainbow Fish. Some of you might know it and others might not know it. And the reason why I want to share this with you is because of the story that it tells about sharing. And this little fish that is so beautiful has trouble sharing. And after the story is finished, I'd love for your mommies and daddies to ask you some questions about it to see if you maybe understood the story and what lesson did you learn about the story of the rainbow fish. Okay, and if sometimes you feel it's a little bit hard to share, ask Jesus to help you to share and give you a sharing heart. Okay, my loves, have a lovely weekend and God bless.
Way out in the deep blue sea, there lived something wonderful. The most beautiful fish in the ocean.
What's this? I never... Get away!
Morning, starfish.
Rainbow fish. I was just
What have you been up to this fine day?
Well, first thing
Want to know what I did? I met a lot of new fish who had never heard about me.
Well, that's very...
Did you notice that I polished up my scales extra shiny today?
Now that you mention...
And I just frightened off a couple of meddlesome seagulls. Hey, wait a minute. I've been here for at least 2 minutes, and you haven't complimented me once.
If you would let me finish a complete...
Well, I've got to go. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow, but don't hold your breath.
I give up. Come out, wherever you are.
Okay, you're it.
Whoa, whoa. Hey! Rainbow fish, wait up. What you doing, Rainbow fish?
Have we met before?
Sure, lots of times. Let's play Marco Polo. Or maybe a game of sharks and minnows, Rainbow Fish.
Sorry, busy.
Come on, play with us.
Me? Play with you? I don't think so.
Whoa, look. I can see myself.
Do you mind? I've got much better things to do.
How do you like that?
Not very much.
Come on, you're it.
Yeah, much better. Oh,
Your shiny scales are so wonderful, Rainbow Fish. Can I have one of them?
You must be kidding.
But you have so many. You wouldn't miss just one, would you?
Who do you think you are? Get away from me!
How rude!
Beautiful, just beautiful.
And then he waved his fin and shooed me away.
He treated us the same way.
Of all the nerve.
I don't understand young fish anymore.
Shh! Quiet, quiet. You know who is here.
Hello, everyone. You were talking about me, right? Please go ahead. Pretend I'm not here.
Fine.
Suit yourself.
You bet we will.
Wait, you misunderstand. You can say something nice about me now.
And from that very moment, Rainbow Fish became the loneliest fish in the ocean.
Hello? Can I play with you?
You're Rainbow Fish.
Then you've heard of me.
You bet we have. Go away.
I don't understand, Starfish. I'm so beautiful. How come no one likes me?
I don't know. That's a hard question. But beyond the coral reef is the deep cave. And inside the cave lives the wise octopus. Maybe she can tell you.
So Rainbow Fish swam there as fast as his fins would carry him. Unfortunately, he had his mind on himself and wasn't paying any attention to much else.
Sorry.
Fortunately for Rainbow Fish, barracudas will fight anything, even their own reflections.
Hello! Knock, knock.
I have been waiting for you. Come closer. You are lonely with no one to play with.
Yes. Oh, yes.
You are unhappy.
How did you know?
The waves told me your story. You feel that others have wronged you, but it is you who have been wrong, Rainbow Fish. Give a glittering scale to each of the other fish. You will no longer be the most beautiful fish in the ocean, but you will discover how to be happy.
But I can't. Oh, wise octopus. Give away my scales. No, 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 no. Then again, it's not much fun being beautiful and so lonely. Little blue fish, you wanted one of my scales.
Oh, yes, yes. Could I have one?
I can't. But maybe I wouldn't miss my littlest, smallest, tiniest shiny scale. Here.
Oh, thank you very much. Look at me, look at me, look at me.
The wise octopus was right. I do feel better. Hey, everyone, over here. Who else wants a scale?
So the rainbow fish gave away his scales, and the more he shared, the happier he became.
Every day you have the chance to show how much you care, and you can really make somebody happy when you share. Now I don't mean just sharing things like toys upon a shelf. The thing that's most important is when you give of yourself. Giving makes you special. Give a gift of you. Put your love and kindness into everything you do. It will make you happy like nothing has before. Open up your heart and give. You'll get back so much more. I was very lonely and I never wore a smile. But when I'm doing things with friends, I'm smiling all the while. Giving makes you special. Give the gift of you. Put your love and kindness into everything you do. It will make you happy like nothing has before. Open up your heart and give. You'll get back so much more. My friends and I are happy, and that's what life's about. When I make someone happy, I feel good from inside out. Giving makes you special. Give a gift of you. Put your love and kindness into everything you do. It will make you happy like nothing has before. Open up your heart and give. You'll get back so much more. Open up your heart and give. You'll get back so much more.
In the end, Rainbow Fish was left with just one shiny scale, but he didn't feel that he had lost a single thing. In fact, he had gained much more.
Come on, Rainbow Fish. Play with us.
By giving away his most prized possessions, Rainbow Fish was no longer the most beautiful fish in the ocean. But he was the happiest fish in the world.